Hello, hello. My name is Amanda. I'm a licensed professional counselor. We have been talking about anxiety, feeding the anxiety monster, and really differentiating between fear and discernment. So this is something I get asked about a lot, this discernment piece. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. What is discernment, right? And where do we get this from? Let's bring in our verse that we're really going to lean into today. You probably heard this one before, but I think the second half of this verse just doesn't get as much attention as it needs. So let me read it to you. I'm reading out of the NIV today. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You've probably heard that part. That's good. That's great. That's wonderful. But it's not the end. So let's keep going. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. That part is so important, right? It doesn't get as much attention as it needs. Then you will be able to test and approve. So if we are conformed to the patterns of this world, if we do find ourselves following man more than we're following God, then it would make sense that it's hard to see his ways and his will, and that's discernment. So the more that you are following God, the more that this discernment is going to grow, just like any muscle, right? This is a spiritual muscle that we are trying to grow. That means we are seeking him more and we're following him more. Let's look at what it would kind of feel like in your body to be following this discernment. If this is new to you, to be, first of all, walking in Christ, amazing. Welcome to the family. We're so glad you're here. It takes some time. You have been living your life one way before, and now this is something completely different. It's different than what the world says, and it's different than what culture says. This is not a follow your heart and do what you feel is best. This is lean into God, and sometimes it's not going to look great, right? It's not going to look fun. If you've been looking to please man, well, that's not who Jesus is. That's not what his message says. It actually says that if we are looking to please man, then we would not be a servant of Christ. So these are some things to check in with yourself about. This is a question that you can ask yourself when you are making decisions, when you are figuring out, is this anxiety that's leading me, or is it discernment that's leading me? Ask yourself, am I feeling anxious about this, or am I feeling peace about this? Even if it's something you don't want to do, you feel like we all get assignments like these that they push you out of your comfort zone in some way, but they come with peace. We know that he's the Prince of Peace, right? So he's not going to send you on an uncomfortable assignment without a hint of peace. Sometimes it's hard to find that peace if you're not used to slowing down and looking for it. So that might mean you have to be setting aside time to sit and talk with God, to journal about these things, prayer walks, where you're able to listen to your body and see, is there any discomfort in me? And is that coming from my flesh, or is that coming from my spirit? Another thing to ask yourself is, what is the fruit that's going to come from this decision? If it is led by the Spirit, that fruit we can see will align with the fruit of the Spirit. It will align with love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness. If it is not one of those things, if it is coming from a place of pride or selfishness, a place of greed or envy, probably not coming from the Spirit. That can be hard to recognize, but we are flesh. You're going to have things like that come up, and it's okay as long as you acknowledge where it's coming from and allow yourself to set it down at the cross. We have one perfect example of recognizing some uncomfortable feelings coming up, right? Jesus gives us an example of what it looks like to experience fear. Did you know that Jesus experienced this when it was time for all to be said and done, when he knew that he was about to be crucified? He prayed and he asked God, is there really any other way we can go about this? But ultimately he said, not my will, but your will be done. And we're allowed to do that too. We are allowed to say, I don't really feel good about that, but if it is your will, I'll do it. So acknowledge your emotions, whatever's coming up. If there's fear that's coming up, or anger, or sadness, sometimes we don't like what we hear, but when we get that peace and that confirmation, we know that peace will follow that obedience. So strengthen that muscle. Spend time in prayer, in your devotionals, in your journals. Get comfortable recognizing your body's cues when you're uncomfortable, when you're at peace, when you're at unrest, and learn how to listen for his voice because he will lead you. He will teach you how to test things and know if it's from him or not. So you are on the path. The fact that you are even here watching this right now shows that you are committed. You are seeking the Lord, and you can trust that he will reveal himself to you the more that you look for him. You're doing it, and you're doing amazing. If you want some more resources, download my free guide on stewarding your mental health as a Christian woman. If you have questions, if you have topics that you want to hear me talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll see you next time.